You all must have heard I'm a real nerd. People say I'm a fool, but they never got the news that I'm a wild one. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel down, cause you're watching Vilemike and his real wild child. Oh yeah, I'm a wild one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel down, cause you're watching Vilemike and his real wild child.
Howdy, folks. It is Vilemike here, and with me so far, I got my stoned friend Elihu and my Canadian friend Dandelion. How you doing?
Canadian living friend.
Oh yeah, it's the file one.
How close enough at this point.
At least he didn't call you Canuck.
Oh, I don't care about that. I just live in Canada, though. I'm not actually Canadian.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I also call Sci-Fi Nation Canadian, and he's not even in Canada, so
That is a strange thing to do.
it's a running joke.
It's like calling me Irish, and I'm not even in Ireland.
I'm sure it's hilarious.
It's just been going on for a very long time. So
Whatever you say,
I don't know about
man.
you guys. Sorry about last week. I overslept, basically. Mrs. Vile's bed was just really comfortable, and I didn't wake up until like after 8:30. And at that point, I was just like, no, I'm just gonna curl up next to her and go back to bed.
That works. I can't remember what I was doing last weekend, but I remember thinking afterwards, oh, I should have checked out Mike's stream because I was home, because I've got like a shin splint thing going on, so I haven't been able to go on proper hikes. I've been stuck at sea level.
Hi, Bob.
That sucks.
It's almost better. I think next weekend I'll be able to go. I might actually go backpacking, because I usually do a birthday backpacking trip, and I didn't go this weekend because my leg's still bothering me. So
I'm heading out to an escape room event in an hour.
A what? Where?
An escape room event.
Oh, fun.
You're gonna do an escape room.
Yeah, me, my wife, my daughter, her girlfriend, and her girlfriend's parents were. This was my idea. There's a Wizard of Oz themed escape room. It's an outside one, so it's up in Terre Haute. The girls are already up there so we're gonna go up to their house, and then we're all gonna caravan over. It's about, I don't know if it's 2 miles or 2 kilometers. It said both, so I don't know which is which. It doesn't really matter. It's basically
really different distance.
Yeah.
It's basically going in, you're basically going in like a circle or an oval shape. But yeah, you use your phone. We're going to be using our phones. There's 12 stops. So it's like 60, 90 minutes. I've never done one of these things, so this looks like fun.
What is the theme?
That doesn't sound like an escape room. That sounds more like what is it called?
Treasure
AR?
Hey,
No, like an AR.
They're labeling it as an outdoor escape room, and anyway, that's just what I'm going. Anyway, the theme is the Wizard of Oz.
Okay, if it's outdoor, don't forget this. Look up. People do not look up anymore. Look up for clues, okay? If it's outside, look up.
Thank
But
you.
our necks don't bend that way anymore.
That's the whole point. Nobody looks up anymore, so look up.
No, the whole point. I even brought this thing up. No, this thing is really, really cost effective too, because all I did was I paid the money. It was like $30. Kids are free, and it's up to 6 people.
Sorry, I'm refreshing my tea, so I've got pouring noises and fridge penguin chattering.
That's okay. I literally just poured a shot of whiskey into my coffee.
Well, I gotta wait until after the event before I have any of that stuff.
Yeah, you're driving, dude.
No, my wife's driving, but I'm not. I still can't. I'm still not gonna have anything in my system when I'm going.
So you're doing an escape room, but you drive the escape route?
No. I'm not No, I have to drive up there.
Oh, okay. So you're driving to the place where they have the escape room. Because I'm thinking that
Yeah.
seems like a strange choice to drive.
No. Yeah, we're driving up to the escape room. We have
Although that could be really cool, right? Like if it was like, golf carts or something and you're following a yellow brick road, but it's like a maze or something.
well, there's actually supposed to be cast in. They're supposed to have, people dressed up like Dorothy the Scarecrow and everything.
No, neat.
Yeah. So
Do you guys all have to play like Oompa Loompas or something? Or what? No.
Oompa Loompas, Willy Wonka.
Munchkins. I'm kidding.
No, you have the no, you don't have to. But they do allow you to do it if you want to, like, dress up for it.
Gotcha.
So I think it's
Okay, so hold on. I'm just thinking, out of us, I would clearly be the Scarecrow. Elihu would definitely be the Cowardly Lion.
No, I'm
Dandy
I want to
Lion,
be Toto.
sorry, as the only female, I would have to say you got to be our Dorothy.
I was going to be Toto.
Dude, I'm the wizard, okay? I'm the great powerful Oz.
No, because
I work as the Tin Man. I do work as the Tin Man because I'm one of the heartless.
Hey, I got that James Franco vibe. I can be the wizard. Come on.
As long as you don't make me sing Over the Rainbow, I'm down.
not even if I pull out a ukulele and do that version.
Especially not then.
Well, if you're on next week, Mike, I'll tell you what. I'll make sure I get the pictures uploaded, and I'll show you guys what it looked like.
Neat.
Awesome. So one of the things I wanted to complain about before we do the nerd chat is I've been dealing with a plethora of idiot customers recently, both in the day job and on the SD Game Swap side.
Stop going to Walmart.
I can't. That's where I work. Well, I work in Walmart. It's not for Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart. In order to stop encountering these idiots, 90% of that time is at Walmart. Stop going to Walmart.
I've heard lots of idiots work at or visit Target as well.
Target's going downhill.
Like Walmart.
Target has gone downhill.
Target's a different type of idiot, as far as I can tell.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Karens are just getting more Karen-y lately. That's all.
No, Walmart, you got basic idiots. Target, the idiots are wearing heavy jackets when it's 70 degrees outside. Those are the idiots. And they're always up to something no good.
Yep.
But let me give you an example, okay? I had a guy ask about an item on Sunday. Now, he bought the item on Monday, but didn't pay for the item until Tuesday. Now, the way my business works on eBay is after the payment has cleared is when I start the shipping process. And the shipping, I have 3 days to get it shipped. Well, on Tuesday, the payment cleared. On Wednesday, he was already complaining that it was 5 days late.
Did you explain
Despite the fact that
He was probably trying to get the item for free because complaining about it to
yeah.
eBay.
Did you
And
explain
I
to him
literally
about
sent him a screenshot of both the policy that I have on eBay, circling it. I took a screenshot and I circled it, and I put the time and date that the payment cleared. And I'm like, it's been less than 24 hours since you've paid for it. It's not 5 days late, and you only messaged me about it on Sunday.
Yeah.
So basically, he paid for it. He started to make the purchase 5 days ago, and it finally cleared. And he's aware that it takes 3 days after the payment to ship, right?
It wasn't even 5 days.
It didn't even take. It would only been 3 days since he had actually. It only been less than 2 days since he originally messaged me. But he was already complaining that it was late.
He's aware that the that you have a process of as soon as the payment, you don't ship until the payment's made. He's aware of that, correct?
Apparently not, because he didn't read the full listing. No.
Oh, he's a Gen Z.
So I don't know. I don't know his age or anything. But there was a second person who basically did the same thing, except this guy did actually pay for it the same day he bought it. But because of my work schedule, I didn't have time to actually ship his thing until yesterday. But he sent me a message literally as I'm boxing his thing up to ship, saying, why is it taking so long to ship? And I'm like, well, because I have 3 days to ship. I'm actually working on it right now. And he goes, you need to make it more clear on your listing that it takes 3 days. And I'm like, I decided to take a screenshot of my descriptions, because in my descriptions, I clearly have a part where I mentioned buyers who do not read the full listing will be mocked. And I'm like, are you sure you read the full listing? Because I have a feeling you didn't read the full listing. And I sent him a screenshot of that. And he goes, well, that's incredibly rude to add to your listing. And I'm like, I'm guessing you didn't see it the
rude
first
to
time.
think you're going to ship something before it's paid for.
People do not read the full terms and conditions, because I forgot this one app. They had included saying this app would not be used for nuclear weapons or something like that. And people kept on clicking on it. And nobody knew about that until somebody's like, hey, why is this in the terms and conditions? I'm actually reading this. They put that in there for a reason, because it's like, hey, we're a great app, but nobody reads terms and conditions. Put that in there. I forgot which app did that.
So that's the type of idiocy I've been having to deal with on the eBay side. But
even
I
if they
am glad
didn't,
you're here.
even if they didn't read any of that stuff, who would expect that their item is going to be shipped prior to payment? Nobody's gonna. You don't get shit until you've paid for shit. Like, that's how it works, unless there's like terms and conditions or something.
No,
that usually means you've run a credit check, and
Yeah, but
unfortunately, eBay runs that stuff for me.
It's not try before you buy. It's buy it, then wait.
Yeah,
and I think
because in my Etsy shop, stuff goes into a basket, but I don't even know about that until somebody actually pays for stuff. Like, until the order is actually placed and paid for, I don't even see it.
But on eBay, I don't require payment in order to, basically, I don't require right away payment. The reason I do that is so people can buy stuff and no one else has a chance to buy it, because not all my items I have multiple. I don't sell multiples of the same thing all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, I have people who I like put things on, like I'll delist things for people if they DM me. But sorry, MB, you've been trying to say something?
Yeah, so these people, they crack me up, because it's like, I would honestly be like, let me explain something to you, you impatient little fuck. I used to, if I wanted something, I used to have to put the check in the envelope, submit it, and wait 6 to 8 weeks.
Unless you're ordering off of the CD Music House. Then you don't pay shit.
This predates that.
So, yeah, it's just, that kind of shit is so ridiculous. It's like, why is it taking so long? It's like, you don't know what waiting is like.
Mm-hmm.
Never waited. It used to be when you'd get one of those things off the back of coupons on your cereal boxes or something out of the comic books. You put the thing in there, you'd mail it out, you'd forget about it, and at some point it'd show up at your house.
Yeah. God, Andy, I hate the fact that you're saying that, because it's making me feel old now. Because I used to do that all the time. Cereal. One of my first Star Wars action figures I got from a cereal box, and it was Han Solo in the Stormtrooper outfit with the removable helmet.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
And I remember, I'm like for the first 2 weeks after I sent it out, I was like, when is this thing going to come? When is this thing going to come? And I remember then at that point, I forgot about it. And then finally it arrives. And at that point, I didn't care anymore.
Yeah, that's about sums it up. Oh, how about the infamous Boba Fett one, where they showed it to you as a special edition, and then when you get it, you find out, oh, wait, I can't shoot the fucking rocket.
But NB, I am glad you're here, because you're more of this guy's side. I got to tell you about a customer that was at Walmart on this either happened Monday or Sunday. I can't remember. I'm sure you realize that this month is Pride Month.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is the very beginning of Pride Month. And one of my Walmarts had decided to put their little Pride display thing near my book section, because books is one of the things I now do in my stores.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this gentleman, I want to say he was in his 50s or 60s. I'm really horrible at judging people's ages, so, don't really quote me on that. Now, he was upset about the Pride display and decided to kind of complain about it. But this is what his idea was. It wasn't to, really knock over the display or do anything like drastic like that. No, he came to the book section to specifically buy some of the Fox News sponsored books that Walmart has. Okay.
Okay.
And at the time, they had 2 books. One was called Love Mom or I Love Mom or something like that. And one of them was called, when I was literally just packing out as he was complaining to me, called, oh God, I think it was like The War on Warriors.
Mm.
And that's the one he ended up buying. Now, the entire time he's complaining about, how America's, this Pride thing is not right. It's, it shouldn't be allowed, that homosexuality should be made illegal. And then he goes, because I'm trying to ignore him at that time, granted, I did help him find the book he wanted, but I guess he took my silence as agreement in what he was saying. Because this guy started to go on a tirade about how he doesn't want to kill the gays or the trans or all those people, but he wants it to be made illegal. And how if it was made illegal, he wants to apply to as a executioner to flip the switch.
There's plenty of countries already that he can go move to.
Maybe he should move to one of
Be
those
honest about
countries.
this. Okay, look,
Tell him to go to Saudi Arabia. He'll be happy.
Pakistan, Iran, baby.
But I
Yeah,
thought
North Korea.
Oh, North Korea. I hear it's lovely.
Since you're closer to that side than I am, how do you get to that point?
Well, closer. He's not closer. He doesn't care what sexuality NBA doesn't care what sexuality you are. What do you mean he's closer?
Well, because he's on the the side.
Right.
Well,
I'm on the right.
You know what I mean.
This guy is I'm the right
Yeah.
wing. And this is unfortunately one of those extreme idiots we have on our side.
I am not insinuating at all that NB believes what this guy was saying.
No,
okay.
Okay.
No, I do not understand. I don't know. If I'm going to be honest with you, the guy sounds similar to like when the first time I heard about QAnon. I was at a military thing. I don't remember. I was just at a facility, and the news was on, and normally, you're sitting there, you're open, you're just waiting for your name to get called, and you strike up a conversation with someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned this guy. I just started talking about. We just started talking about a few things. We got into a little political, and then all of a sudden he starts going into QAnon, and he starts telling me his thing. And about 2-3 minutes into this conversation, I'm like, dude, I can't take this. I'm like, you're nuts. I'm like, you are freaking nuts.
The funny part about that to me, NB, was the tirade he was going on about gay and trans people was nearly identical to one that Phil Robertson did about atheists a number of years ago, saying, he doesn't think they should be put to death.
A new point of anger, and they just apply all the same anger points at the whatever they've picked as the current of the day.
I am going to play a little devil's advocate here. I am just going to play a little devil's advocate. I'm not saying what this guy did was is appropriate in any way, shape, or form. Everybody knows how I feel on things like this. Everybody knows I don't like certain things, but I'm respectful. But I mean, when you feel, let's take how this has gone. Certain things you just feel like they've been pushed and pushed and pushed. And me personally, in my opinion, I think it's gone overboard over the years because this is not the same movement I remember in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
NB, I need to interrupt you and ask you a question. You said pushed and pushed. What do you mean by the agenda pushed and pushed? Does that mean somebody's actually paying attention to certain news programs and they're actually absorbing this information, or is it everywhere they happen to go and just randomly get pushed into the face? What does that mean by being pushed and pushed?
Okay, so when the original situation was going on that I remember growing up and the movement I was supportive of was equal rights, stay out of my bedroom, allow us to get married, allow us to have children. And I'll tell you what, one of the most happiest times in my life, I'm going to be honest, as a straight person, was when Don't Ask, Don't Tell finally got reduced. Because I'm telling you what, I was in when Don't Ask, Don't Tell was implemented. I was in when it finally was gone. And, you know, we had some people, there were people we knew were gay or lesbian, but, you know, we felt so bad for them because they weren't allowed to say it.
Hey, they had your back. They were okay, right?
Yeah, damn right.
Exactly.
Can I interject a little something into this? I sometimes question the whole point of saying it's being pushed. I think most people in that community feel exactly like you're saying. Leave us alone. Let us live our lives. We don't want to have to hide. We want to, you know, just live our lives like normal people. This is just how we are. We were born this way. We can't do anything about it. God made us this way, whatever. Okay. And I think that the way I see it in some ways is that the people who really hate that have made it into a bigger issue, which makes some people feel like they have to be even more in your face about it, right? Like, because there's such a giant pushback.
I think it's mostly, honestly, I think it's the media that mainly pushes this, and a small group of people that just are the extreme, but the extremes always seem to get the big headlines.
Of course. That's what, you know, things have to be like extreme for headlines, right?
Yeah.
I mean, extremes draw eyeballs. So,
yeah. So, like, for example, I remember when I lived in South Carolina, my daughter had her friend. Her mom had basically the next door neighbors. They were called the two aunts. They were friends, and they were both lesbians. They were both teachers. And, you know, I asked them one time, I said, hey, it's June. Are you guys doing anything for Pride Month? They're like, we want nothing to do with that shit. It's like, we are happy the way we are. And I'm like, cool.
And I think most people, that's how they are.
That's the majority of the groups.
Of course, that's how most people are. They just want to live a nice, normal life. But if they're being demonized and people are being like attacked on the street for some part of themselves that they were born that way, it would be like attacking. Well, when people do attack like a person of color for being a person of color, like that's ridiculous. It's the same thing with attacking people who are gay or lesbian or trans or anything. Like, it's just how they were born. They can't help being that way. The reason that I see that it's advantageous to have it out there more is because it does mean, you know, that more people will learn to just like accept it as like a part of life and it doesn't really affect me, whatever. You know, people are the way they are. I'm the way I am. It's all fun. Most people are.
The way I'd like to compare it to,
guys.
Hold on, Eddie.
But okay.
Hold on. I just want to say the way I would compare it to is early in the 19th century, you would see signs along, you know, in several stores saying, when it came to job opportunities, Irish need not apply.
Mm-hmm.
So the Irish people started to integrate themselves more into the communities.
Yep.
Started certain things like St. Patrick's Day parades, something that wasn't actually celebrated in Ireland, ironically, until recently.
Yep.
At least not the way it is in the United States, I mean. And now St. Patrick's Day is something celebrated by everybody, regardless of whether they're Irish or not. And now no one cares if you're Irish.
I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
No,
I don't
so
really
here's my
either.
thing. I loved the old parades, but when, you know, it's kind of like certain areas, and honestly, I think this is the problem. When I say being pushed, I probably need to find a better term than that, because it's only certain areas where you see this happen. It's in these extreme areas where you see this kind of stuff going on. This
But you understand. But you understand the comparison I'm rolling with when it comes to like St. Patrick's Day parades and gay pride parades.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been to gay pride parades, and I mean, I never saw anything like I was seeing on TV now. But I have to admit, hey, it's only in these couple of areas. You know, I'm not going to get on the entire group. Never going to happen. I've been a supporter my whole life. It's never going to stop. And it's always so funny when I have people say, you're a conservative and you're a Christian. How can you accept gays? Jesus. I'm like, shut the fuck up about my Bible. You don't know anything about it. I know you've never read it.
Yeah, no doubt.
To say something about Pride Parade, I want to remind everybody in the state of Florida, since DeSantis has basically outlawed LGBT, reminder, the original Pride Parade started out as a protest.
Yes, it did.
I hate parades in general. I'm never going to a pride parade or any other kind of parade. The only time I ever enjoyed going to a parade was when I was dressed up as a mascot and I was in the parade. Parades are...
You know what's funny, Dandelion? I have two thoughts when it comes to parades. If I'm going to the parade, I'm like, this is great. I'm going to have a good time. If I'm not going to the parade, I'm like, fuck, now I have to go around and there's traffic.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't enjoy parades. They're not thing.
I live 2 blocks from Market, and all the parades happen on Market Street. And if I want to cross Market, I have to walk 2 blocks up, down the street, go underground to the crowd, walk up the hill again. Like, sheesh.
Hey, like I said, if anything, even though the fact that I'm conservative and all, it's still the fact.
Someone else is trying to join up, and I don't know the person. Can you tell us who you are in the private chat so we know?
What is
this better not
tell us something only we would know about you.
Yeah. What's the username?
Yeah, I don't recognize you, and I don't bring up people I don't recognize, unless.
What's the username?
It says Alexander, but he's got some sort of flag in the background that I don't recognize.
I think you know Alexander. Say something in the private chat, Alexander. Where do we know you from?
For safety reasons, Mike will not bring you up unless you actually prove who you are or show yourself on camera.
Yeah, that's the only way this works.
Show yourself on camera.
There you
Mike.
go. It's anti-trucker.
No, wait. Show yourself on camera, Mike, if that's really you. Because I know, Mike, you will show yourself on camera if that's you.
Well, that doesn't look like anti-trucker to me.
Maybe he knows
Alexander. Okay.
No, Alexander's from Quebec. I think I know who he is. Depends. Are you coming up here to bash gay people? Because we're not really down with that.
No, of course.
Okay, it's that Alexander. I haven't seen you.
Oh, this Alexander.
Alexander, where you been?
I did not.
Alexander Dion.
He has clothes on. That's why I don't recognize him. Okay, he's not wearing a robe.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I recognize Alexander. Or Alexandre, I guess.
Absolutely, Alexandre. This is my name.
You said
Mike.
Dude, I think it's been like 2 years since you've been on my stream. I'm like, who the heck is this person?
Who's this guy? Who's that guy? Who can be?
Hey, put the Canadians together. Let's get the Americans on the top and the Canadians on the bottom.
What?
Hold on. I'll see if I can do that right now.
There we go. Americans on top.
They are someone else. Come on down.
America. Fuck yeah.
Team America.
I'm
How
here.
you doing,
Not only
Alex?
Andy, not only that, for the Americas, we have the Californians on the left and the other non-Californians on the right.
West Coast on the left, East Coast on the right.
Californians to the left, Midwestern to the right, Canadians on the bottom.
I'm not
What
Canadian.
are you talking about?
You've been there long enough, aren't you? How can you not be Canadian? You've been there how long now?
I think
Okay,
it's
you're
the
British
Netherlands.
Canadian.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Isn't that what all Canadians are, except for the ones that are from Quebec?
French Canadian,
I'm
British
from
Canadian.
Quebec. I'm from Quebec. Hey.
There's
Actually,
French
I lived in
Canadian.
Quebec for 15 years.
Yeah, there's French Canadian, English Canadian, and idiot Canadians.
The Canadians. I'm not gonna say what I'm talking about because I have a name in my head. But
Alex, what have you been up to? Where's your wife?
my wife is now working. I mean, her French language is progress really much. I mean, my stepdaughter is already speaking French, by the way. She's in school for 6 months and everything is fine. We are still at the basement of my parents, but
Yeah.
we have to fix that because we have to pay a lot of debt. I mean, all the problem linked to the immigration, a lot of stuff bring us to have
Yeah.
oh, it's your great wife. Couple hello word.
Couple of them.
Come here, bird. We all waiting for you.
Yeah,
Oh,
Bird,
and
you
to
know,
answer your
Bird's been a
question,
while.
Dandelion, I think it's StreamYards because StreamYards has been having some issues today.
I can have issues, by the way. That's not my problem. But what I'm saying is, yes, I mean, a lot of stuff happened, but now we are going closer and closer to clean up the mess, financial mess. We did a lot of step forward. I think in October everything will be clean, and now I'm hoping for another lot of project. By the way, you can see me as for the last month a new member of the Lion Club.
Hey, the important thing is your wife is with you. That's the important thing, man.
Yes, she's working now. She's working really well. After 10 days not of work, after 10 days after the not of work, I mean just like really 10 days on the calendars, they raised her of $2 because they said, "Man, you work." I know that she's a really good worker, as like me. So that's not a surprise. I'm not surprised of everything. Everything go as planned. So except that, what's going on the internet?
A lot of
I was
crazy
complaining about
shit.
stupid customers, and that was about it. I just wanted to vent about that for a little bit. We can go in a nerd chat if you guys want. Anyone see anything recently?
Doctor Who.
We got to see Planet of the Apes, the last one. We watch in cinema King Kong and Godzilla and Kong. We watched that. It was great. And with Deadpool Wolverine coming, we rewatch or watch of some of them. All the Marvels done by Fox so far. They are only like Logan and Dark Phoenix and Age of Apocalypse. We didn't watch already Daredevil, but I have it is waiting. We start to watch Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage, but we didn't finish it. My
There's a big surprise.
Actually, I'm going to be honest. The very first Ghost Rider is a guilty pleasure of mine.
But
What's funny, Andy, is I completely agree with you on that point, and I still haven't seen the sequel.
explain
Johnny Leg.
with Nicolas Cage. Is it the
Yes,
first one?
Johnny
Because
Blaze.
there are two Ghost Rider. Which one has been done first?
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, there was Nick Cage's Ghost Rider. They had 2 movies for that one, and then there's the Ghost Rider that was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, but the movies Ghost Riders They are one with Nicolas Cage. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, they have
But
both of them have
the first
Nicolas
one is
Cage.
the only one. Yeah, the first one's the
Oh,
only one that matters
oh,
because the
yeah.
second one is literally like a recon. It's like a soft reboot from the first one. It's like the first one didn't exist.
Okay, but this is again Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, it's Nicolas Cage. Does it have? Oh shit! What's his name? The guy was there a Ghost Rider riding a horse?
Yes, there was the old guy, Sam. What's his name?
Sam Elliott.
Sam
Thank you,
Worthington.
Elliot.
No,
Yeah.
not Sam Worthington. Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott.
Yeah, I know Sam something.
The problem is that the movie have been played until the end. We just didn't watch. The fact is that I saw a grip of that guys that is the original. It's to try to insert the original Ghost Rider in the movie that has been renamed the Phantom Rider after that. But it was not in flame. It was white, completely white. The Ghost Rider, the original.
The Ghost Rider. There was a Ghost Rider that was created. And it was, yes, he was all dressed in white. It had nothing to do with relation to the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, the Dan Ketchum, or the Robbie Reyes.
Robbie Reyes, he was good in Agent of the Shield.
Yeah, he was. The only thing I didn't like was he wasn't on a bike.
But the original Ghost Rider in the comics that have been renamed the Phantom Rider is an interesting character. I hope very much to see one day a movie of him. It will be interesting. But they tried to bring it in the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider. I think this is a good tryout, but he wasn't flame. This is not how he's supposed to be, you know. But it was, I think, just wanted to give it kind of logic in the story.
Hey, Nicolas Cage was perfect as Ghost Rider, especially when he was pissing fire. Come on, that was Ghost Rider.
Yeah. So actually, for me, Ghost Rider.
Oh, we lost Mike. Like, hey, who do we lose? We lost Mike.
Yeah, StreamYard.
Wouldn't be a StreamYard if something didn't fuck up.
Yep.
So my first experience in Ghost Rider was actually Dan Ketchum because it was right during the 90s. You know, this was the height of freaking comic book fever. I mean, fucking, they were selling comics like it was gold. And so I got introduced to Ghost Rider, and it was the second Ghost Rider. And then I thought it was and I got introduced to Johnny Blaze when he shows up some issues later. And and the point is he's going after the new Ghost Rider. And he ends up, the Ghost Rider actually ends up doing something to his shotgun. And then the next thing you know, Johnny Blaze is being able to shoot hellfire out of a shotgun. And I mean, he
Sorry.
took that shit. No, I'm telling you, he damn near killed the Ghost Rider. It was crazy. I mean, it was a good story. I mean, that was back when all kinds of shit was going on back in the 90s with comics. Man, Jim Lee was doing artwork. Oh, fuck.
Awkward silence.
That's what I was going to say. The only thing I've seen recently was that Acolyte thing that came out.
Oh boy!
I might watch that today after the stream. Today is like my only day off. I'm not down in Mexico, so my plan after the the live stream is to go down to the storage unit, get some stuff done, and I might watch Star Wars Acolyte while I'm there.
I enjoyed it.
I couldn't get past the first.
I enjoyed it. You know, it's kind of interesting. I mean, obviously, it's like well before any of the characters we know, but you can kind of sort of see the seeds of why the Jedi fell in there. You know, they're kind of overbearing and selfish, like overly self-assured and stuff. It's kind of interesting to sort of, you know, kind of see.
Yeah, but
you know how you need like that balance between dark and light, and it's like had gone too far in their direction in a sense. So it was kind of, but there was, you know, the characters were pretty good. The story's moving along at a good clip. There were some fight scenes. There were some crash scenes. Seemed pretty reasonable to me. You know, was it an enjoyable little watch? Something different to watch. Story that you don't know the ending of, really. So,
Sorry, what are you talking about?
Acolyte.
Star Wars Acolyte.
Why? How the hell is there fire in space?
That was a bit of a that did kind of, that one bothered me. But again, I figured what it was that the fire was actually burning inside. Like the fire was just escaping out into space. Like it was burning something that wasn't in space.
No, that
right?
defies the laws of physics because you can hear the oxygen burn and you need a constant flow. In a vacuum, it'll flow in a straight line.
Hold on.
Not spread out with oxygen
I know.
like that.
It definitely took me out of it, but I'm not going to trash the whole thing for one questionable moment.
Elihu, the fighters and most aircraft or spacecraft in Star Wars act as if they're still in atmosphere despite being in zero G.
Yeah.
The defying the laws of physics has been a Star Wars staple since day one.
I can get over the ship flying. Okay, I can get over the ship flying with momentum. I can get that. But that fire, I'm like, what the hell?
That did stand out pretty bad for me too. I totally get it.
Alexander was talking about Godzilla versus Kong earlier, and I remember in the one before the one that just came out, when Godzilla and Kong are fighting on top of an aircraft carrier, and the first thing in my mind was, there is no fucking way that aircraft carrier can support the weight of Godzilla alone, let alone Godzilla and Kong. I'm sorry.
36,000 tons. Come on. No.
Yeah, that was, oh my God. I found that so hilarious. I was like, okay. Yeah.
But look
like,
at
all right, this is fun. But, okay, one of the things about the Acolyte that I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if this is going to be the biggest Star Wars ever. I never made it far enough into it to care. I tried to get through that first episode. I'm like, all right, we're already subverting expectations. I don't like the Matrix style fighting. Star Wars already has its own style fighting and its own particular martial arts.
Well, it is 1,000 years ago. They could have changed since then.
It's the golden age of the Republic.
No, this isn't the golden age of the Republic. This is 119 BBY.
Oh, I thought it was the golden age of the Republic.
No, this takes place. If you look at it, it flat out said 100 years before the Empire.
Okay,
that was 1,000 years before the Empire.
Yeah, I thought it was 1,000 was the golden age, not 100. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
No, the golden age was after the Great Ruson formation, which started in 1,000 BBY.
Yeah,
everything
zero. Yeah, 1,100.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
That was when everything changed with the Russo reformation. That was when the rule of two with the Sith started, and that was also Yes, I know. Yes,
I thought the rule of two started long before that through Darth Bane. Again, I'm going into Legends, not into Disney canon right now.
If you read, yes, I'm actually referencing Darth Bane's trilogy right now.
Okay, is now correct me if I'm wrong. Is Darth Bane's trilogy still considered canon for Disney?
No,
nothing. They just cherry pick whatever the hell they want. So in the Darth Bane trilogy, this is how other EU sources have done it, but the Darth Bane trilogy, the very first book, is based on the fact that he sees the fault in the Sith is there's too many damn people trying to gain power. Everybody, he understands the reason why they keep losing is because they keep stabbing each other in the back. And you see throughout the book, he'll keep saying in his mind, he goes, two there should be. One to have power and one to crave it. And then the second book, where he gets his apprentice, Darzana, and there's a point in the book at the very end where he's like, you didn't kill me. She goes, I haven't learned everything I need to know, but I will learn everything you know, and I will kill you. And Bane is happy.
Yeah,
And
but
then
when
you
you're
get to
talking
the
about the
last-
Reformation, what I remember about the Reformation was that's what outlawed basically all the really big ships.
Yeah. Yeah, that was when the demilitarization of the Republic started. That was when the Jedi became very more active in politics. This is where the downfall happened because they got too involved in politics. I mean, if you watch the if you watch the prequel movies, you can see it all playing out. The reason why they've lost their connection to the Force is because they've been embroiled in too much bullshit and they're not listening to the Force.
Oh, but I wanted to be put something clear. I watched Godzilla Kong, and I saw when they were fighting on the air carrier, and obviously people would say, "Oh, but yeah, they are too heavy for the air carrier." And my answer is, this is Godzilla Kong. So if you have time to lose to think about what's possible or impossible in a movie where they are flying in the center of the earth, I mean,
Aircraft carrier is the least of your worries.
come on.
Yeah, okay.
I
I understand that, Alexander, and the Hollow Earth theory is not even a theory; it's a story. At least they describe it. At least they go into detail in the Monarch series to say that it's not really inside the Earth; it's just portals that go into the Earth that lead to another dimension or something like that.
That's how they explain the pocket. That's how they explain the hollow pockets in the Earth.
I don't care. A monster are fighting. They are,
True enough.
they are a huge monster. They are fighting, and then I mean, that's it.
I realize talking about physics when you're, the conservation of mass when it comes to Godzilla and Kong and the square cube law, those things couldn't get near, anywhere near those sizes. So yeah, I get it.
Yes,
You got to turn off the rational part of your brain to fully enjoy those movies, and sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't.
I can
Yeah, I
understand.
understand
I can understand when people are watching Star Trek, and they said Star Trek try to be science fiction, so it means to use real science and elaborate at how it will be and start from and not be fantasy. But goddamn, you speak about Godzilla King Kong. You saw the first King Kong try to find any kind of science in that. I mean, that's not rocket science to see that there are no science.
When it comes to Star Trek, Roddenberry actually had mathematicians to verify some math on the show to make sure this was correct. It's like, okay, yeah, I don't want to know gibberish jabberish. I want this to correct.
I'm pretty sure that the guy that created Godzilla and King Kong didn't hire any kind of mathematician. I mean, I'm pretty sure they hired guys that had a kind of costume and were fighting each other. I think this is the purpose of the movie. Don't try to see further than that.
Are you saying we're overthinking things?
Sorry, say that again, Daniel.
Are you implying that we're overthinking things, Alexandra?
No, I think you are overthinking monster fighting each other.
No, this is called nitpicking.
No, let's go. When you see Planet of the Apes, example, they try to do something that could be, if that thing happened, that they are like a virus killing.
Oh yeah! Don't get me started on the virus that I can believe a virus that increases the intelligence of apes or non-human apes. But I don't agree somehow that the virus generates vocal cords.
No, that's pretty. That's crazy. But on the other hand, look at this. I mean, they try to do something that look like a possibility. They try to do something. I mean, this is the reason why Godzilla or King Kong didn't speak already. I think they are no try to do any kind of science of anything. Monster are fighting.
Right. Alexander,
that's all.
After this live stream, I want you to go to YouTube and look up Epic Rap Battles of History, Godzilla versus Kong.
Yes, but you are speaking, but that's another story.
Yes, I know, but to me
This
that
is
was
not
funny as all
Canaan.
hell. Just how
This
I'm
is not-
talking.
This is not Canaan, I think. It's not pretty sure.
Are you
Guys, I
leaving,
gotta
MB?
go. I gotta get ready for the trip.
Yeah,
All right, have fun.
Don't forget to look up.
I hope you escape.
Bye-bye.
He's going to an escape room.
Outside escape room.
Like this. So when the concept of the movie is monster fighting, okay, you
Yeah.
put your brain aside and you try to not watch too much for logic. Enjoy the fight. That's it.
You're
Anyway.
just leaning into the fiction part of science
Yeah,
fiction.
anyway.
I can respect that.
Look at the logic. I saw like a comedy video on internet about it. When in the first Godzilla, the scientific said, "Let them fight." You're pretty sure, I'm really sure that that's a good decision. Pretty sure that you really like an animal's whatever the size, whatever the logic is, cannot be destroyed with like weaponry of that humankind created. We are a bone that can like go
Hold
through
on.
words. I mean, ridiculous.
Hold
We
on.
don't
No,
fight
I disagree,
for control.
Alexander. I don't think you understand the explosive potential of the mother of all bombs.
I think that humankind has weapon that could destroy something like Godzilla or King Kong. I mean,
No,
Well, I'm not talking about nuclear weapons. I'm talking, the mother of all bombs, the Moab, is the largest non-nuclear explosive ever created by man,
Yeah.
and it is. It would take a decent sized chunk out of one of those guys.
yeah. So that's the point. That's the point. The point of the movie is to have monster fighting each other. So we fake that they can stand on an air carrier. We faked that no weapon could destroy them. We do everything. We just mash up stuff together to give a pretext for that monster to fight together, and people enjoy it. And so Godzilla goes sleep in the Coliseum, and nobody cares if they are logic or not about it. Because if go often sleep there,
I know.
they will know Coliseum anymore. You understand?
What about this,
Why does
Alexander?
StreamYard keep bringing that up?
I don't know. Alexander,
Sorry.
what about this?
I thought it was you.
Godzilla is standing in the middle of the ocean, right? There's thousands of feet below him. He is the reason why he's staying afloat is because he's using his tail to keep balance. How come he doesn't use that powerful tail in a fight?
The minute you fight,
He
it's
does.
illogical. And the
No,
question
he
is,
should always use it in a fight. If his tail's so powerful to hold him up in the ocean, he should be swinging that tail left and right, left and right, left and right on land.
no, but all the time where they are fighting, they look to kill more people that they saved. You know, that's they are no logic. Don't try to find any logic. Don't try to say, okay, we will critique Godzilla, Kong, Godzilla against Kong, Godzilla or King Kong.
I know. I
I
understand there is the rule of cool, Alexander.
Monster fighting each other.
But when you brought up Star Trek earlier, and you know the scientific side, I wanted to bring up one of my favorite pieces of technology that Star Trek has, because in the original series, you know, they had the teleporter, the transporter, and of course, every scientist around said that would be impossible due to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. You can't. For those that don't know, it's basically you can't know the position of a molecule or particle and the direction and speed it's traveling at the same time. Now, Star Trek in the Next Generation literally decided to come up with a piece of technobabble that is basically just called the Heisenberg compensator.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I love that about it.
I think the other thing, though, with somebody, when something like that happens, like when you're watching a show and you have your disbelief suspended, you're just enjoying the show, but then there's something that happens there that so doesn't work. And oftentimes it's not just an overall thing. it might be a thing you know something about, right? Like if somebody's like pulls up some plant and says that it's something and I know that it's not, that pulls me out of my suspension of disbelief, right? Because I'm a horticulturist and I can identify plants really easily. So when they're saying a plant is this, when I'm like, what are you talking about? It takes me out of that. So I think that's part of the issue is sometimes like you can suspend your disbelief that there's like, a bunch of tunnel network under the surface of the earth that an entire civilization of, creatures are living in. That's completely impossible. So you can accept that. But when it comes to something that exists sort of in our reality as well, that sometimes the non-likeliness of that will pull you out of that suspension of disbelief. Like that's the issue I think that people have, right? Like the fire in that, Star Wars thing, that really bothered me. But then I'm like, well, maybe it's not like an oxygen-based fire. It's something else burning, I don't know, plasma or who knows what.
The blue flame indicated oxygen.
Okay.
That was my complaint.
I know, yeah.
If I
But
found
I
no
mean, if that's
blue
your
flame, I'm
only
like,
real complaint, like,
okay.
I don't know. Yeah, no, that definitely stood out for me as well. But on the same token, I'm not going to trash the whole show based on that one thing.
No, I just thought that the show is great. I just thought that I was going to say that show was great. That show is great. I just criticized that one scene. I'm like, I love the show. Acolyte is great so far. I'm waiting for episode 3, but that one scene just pulled me out of the entire fantasy reality. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes a movie can be incredibly bad scientifically in every single one of its aspects and still be a guilty pleasure, like The Core is for me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
well, that's the thing. It has to have good interaction between characters, right? Like if it's got compelling characters, you can forgive an awful lot.
Yeah, The Core was good.
I can tell you right now, I did not study geology in college. I got my degree in organic chemistry. But watching that movie scientifically hurts me physically.
Hell, it hurts everybody, but it's still really fun to watch.
But if I turn off my brain, it becomes one of these silliest movies, and I love it.
I love all disaster movies, all those end of the world movies, man. I just love them. I don't even call it a guilty pleasure. It's a pleasure. I love them.
Hey, I have to turn off our brain every time I watch Star Trek and we discover a planet with oxygen in the atmosphere. I'm like, okay, my brain is being turned off. What about air pressure? Come on.
It's a little bit like porn. I mean, there are no logic. It's impossible, but it's look good.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we had this argument already, dude.
Yeah, we brought up that point, Shifty.
Yeah, we had this argument already, dude.
Yeah. They did a pretty good job in Firefly of, no sound in space. The gun has to be like inside a suit in order to fire, and like they did a lot of stuff in that to try and make it.
That scene is actually worse than you think because they didn't need the gun to be inside of a suit.
I thought it was the particular type of gun.
No. Well, that's what they tried to argue, but based on what they described in the original scene.
Yeah.
Because that gun has a self-contained propellant and ignition system, as in like a cap and ball type thing that we have today.
Right.
It would not require oxygen to fire.
I wasn't overly concerned about, but they did a lot of stuff in that was like more, when there was a fire in the ship, it did jet straight out into space kind of thing.
And with the gravity off and the way they opened the door, it would have actually formed a vortex like that, which is actually really good.
Yeah, like they did try in that show. I liked that show. Again, it wasn't even the slightly more believable scienciness of it. It was, again, interaction between the characters.
I like the fight scenes.
But I recently, because it was free on YouTube, I recently rewatched Serenity on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And you're absolutely right when it came to the gun, because they have the little gun cannon they mount to the Serenity in the movie, and it's able to fire just fine, even though it needs to have someone sitting outside in a spacesuit to fire.
In that show, though, it was just a plot point, right? And then in that particular episode, and it didn't bother me that much. I'm like, this seems kind of improbable, but whatever.
Yeah, that fire took me out. But
It didn't really bother me that they did it. It was like, it seems weird, but hey, whatever, fill your boots. That's how I looked at it.
Now, Dandelion, did you ever watch Farscape?
I did, but I don't remember a lot about it.
Well, near the end of the series, of the regular series before Peacekeeper Wars, they introduced for the giant lizard aliens, the Scarens, that there's this type of flower that they eat that's able to increase their intelligence. And they call it like some name, like Crystalium or something like that. And the main character notes, oh, it looks just like a bird of paradise.
Yeah.
And that actually,
this is like shows. When I'm talking about shows taking place here on Earth, where they're claiming that some plant or another is, and it's not like the plant they're talking about is difficult to find, right? They'll be talking about like foxglove, digitalis, but they'll have a chrysanthemum or something.
Right.
And I'm like, what?
Or locally, for this say it's poison oak.
Hold on one second. Caddy, can you say something in the private chat to make sure that that's you? Because we did have someone try to fool being you before.
Yeah, who am I? Who am I, Caddy?
Anyway, I'm going to head out because I got to do a few things this morning, and then I'm going to go and
That's her.
hop on Mr. Lundell's stream. He's streaming Batman Begins this afternoon, so I'm going to go and check that out.
Nice. I like that one.
Yeah.
All right. Have fun.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. I may or may not see you next weekend because if my leg is better, I'll be out hiking on Saturday. But if I get up early and I get out in time, I'll try and like call in from whatever weird place I'm at on the mountains.
Well, in that case, Dandelion, I hope I don't see you next week.
Aw, thanks, Lyle. See you guys soon.
Don't get lost.
I usually do not. But a few people did. There were like 3 mountain climbers that got lost recently up on Garibaldi.
How? Don't you know the direction of the sun? Come on.
Well, they probably fell off a cliff, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
No, they probably actually like had a terminal hiking incident. Yeah. All right. Okay, guys. Have a good week.
Later.
Bye-bye.
I have a funny story from something that happened while I was working yesterday.
Oh, speaking of which, did you talk to our new supervisor about getting you the other ticket? Because apparently I still had it yesterday.
No, I sent it to her while I was on my lunch yesterday. And when I checked this morning, yes, I have it.
Okay, so I told a story earlier about some idiot customer at Walmart. Tell us a story that happened to you.
So this happened while I was working at McDonald's, not at Walmart. And this is incredibly funny to me, because right before I actually sent the email, because I don't have her number, so I emailed her instead, which I think is why it took so long. But I was like at my lunch, like minding my own business, eating, and all of a sudden I hear from behind me someone shout, "Respect my trans homies or I will identify as a fucking problem."
I am sorry. That is a fantastic line.
I like that. I like that, Caddy.
I wish NB was here to hear that.
Oh, shit. I love that.
And I'm on my lunch. I am trying to scarf down a Big Mac as quickly as possible before I have to go back on. And so I just hear that shouted from behind me. I am facing the opposite direction. I don't know which customer screamed this. I don't know the context behind why they screamed this.
Caddy, last night I took your siblings to Denny's.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to play a video for you when it came to my last pancake. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
The last one. Damn, kid.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
Took the last one. The last pancake's the best one.
Honestly, by the time it comes to the last one, I'm just no longer hungry, so I don't want to eat it in general.
Okay, Caddy, she had already eaten an entire double bacon avocado cheeseburger.
Jesus.
And she took his last pancake.
Technically, she took the last two, but that's what she did for the last one. But yeah, we had fun last night. They had their little art show, and two of the other Vile children are going to be graduating 8th grade next week, which Caddy has to come to.
Yeah, I'm not being given a choice.
You're forcing the kid to attend.
Well, we have limited amounts of tickets, and we saved one of them just for her because her sisters want us to have her there.
I mean, they were at my high school graduation, so I guess I should be there for their middle school.
You should only graduate once. That's high school, not kindergarten, not middle school. It's just high school.
Well, they're starting high school next year. It's going to be fun because until one of them learns how to drive, I got to pick them up now at 2 schools.
Oh,
Really?
fine.
Yeah, they're going to go to Grossmont. Apparently, my alma mater is not good enough for them.
Like,
Santana.
I don't think I really want them going to Santana.
Why?
I have my reasons.
I'd make a joke, but I'm not going to say it.
I think you and me were thinking the same joke.
Well, and your little brother is going to be trying to do the play at the Magnolia this year.
Ooh, good for him.
So it'll be the first time he's going to do the play without your siblings in it.
Okay, good for him. I love the fact that somehow the love of theater is genetic, somehow, despite 2 of them not being yours.
You know, they did. He was in the 101 Dalmatians play. I'll send you some of the songs. I recorded some of them. But one thing that disappointed me is there's not that many named characters in the play, right?
Yeah.
They have the 2 named dogs, the parent dogs. They have their owners' names. They have, of course, Cruella and her henchman named. But in the playbill, there was 2 additional named characters, kind of. There was the policeman and the dog catcher. Now, your brother got to play the dog catcher.
Okay.
In addition to a role as one of the Dalmatians. Okay?
Yeah.
When it came to the curtain call, they didn't give him his own bow or anything like that, even though the policeman got a bow.
Yeah, that's.
And they made him dress back up as a one of the Dalmatians and return as a Dalmatian. And I'm like, he actually got a line. He got a line. He was the one that took care of the villain at the end because this is the junior version of the play. It's not based on the movie per se.
She doesn't die.
And he didn't get his own bow or anything like that. And he had to. I felt like he got gypped on it.
Yeah, I do too. That sucks.
So I don't know. Sorry, I'm talking about my kids, guys. I have to toot my own horn when I'm proud of them.
Oh, by the way, I found a deal at the thrift shop the other day.
Also,
What?
sadly, the
Well,
thing
I walked in. I looked at the $5 table. They have a $5 table there. They put different items on there all the time, and I saw this pair of shoes. I'm like, these look like nice shoes. Size 11. I put them on. They're super soft, super comfortable. Like I never heard of this brand before. I go home, look it up, and I found out that these shoes sell for $120 online, going for $75 used for eBay.
Oh, Elihu. A number of years ago, I dragged Caddy to the Salvation Army because she doesn't like going thrift shopping all that much. And I found a leather jacket in her size.
I still have it.
And I looked at the label. God, I can't remember what it is right now. She could, if she still has it, she can look at it. But as soon as I saw the label, I recognized it. And I'm like, oh, we got to get this jacket. How much is it? Well, it's $25. Oh, but it's marked. It's on discount this week, so it's actually 20% off of $25. And I'm like, we're buying this jacket. I showed Caddy after we left. That jacket normally sells for $800.
Damn, nice deal.
Despite the fact that it was in like perfect condition, it was that one.
Well, it was
of the
missing one button. It was missing one button.
Yeah, it was missing one button. I will say this: one of the buttons was also slightly looser.
I mean, I can sell these shoes, but I'm like, hell no, these are too comfortable for my feet.
I had that for a long time. When me and my friends were spoofing Heather's, and back when I was at Poway before I transferred to my regular high school, that was the jacket they asked to borrow from me to use for JD, and I was like, sure.
Sure, why not?
I mean, I only got it for 25. I got for like $25. But I told after they had stopped using it, I took it back. I had mentioned that was actually a like $800 jacket, and they were like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Yeah, at a store."
That's why I like going to thrift stores. You never know what you're going to find, and nowadays, when I find something nice, I put it on the eBay store. Except for the last while because of the frickin' work schedule. I started the week with 70 hours again, Caddy.
Yeah, I'm not selling these shoes.
And our new supervisor was like, "Oh, we really need to make sure that you're not getting that much overtime. They only give us so much, supervisors so much overtime we're allowed to give." And I'm like,
why are you complaining about 70 hours?
I'm taking up more than half of it.
Dude, why are you complaining about 70 hours? You got reduced by 10, okay? Be happy.
Elihu, I'll be honest. If I can get just down to 50 hours a week, I'll be happy.
Oh, I thought you were happy with 80.
No, it's just that I don't have time to post stuff to the eBay store. I haven't posted anything in like 4 weeks because of that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've got a backlog of stuff to post.
I would not be against helping you out every once in a while when it comes to the eBay store, just sitting down and posting shit with you.
Yeah, but you just don't want to be in that hot garage, hot storage shed and be sorting.
Oh, we don't post from there. We just take pictures from there.
I was about to say, actually, he just sent me a bunch of photos, and then we sat down at a Burger King and posted things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what I might do is I need to get a new ignition switch for my van.
Oh, wow.
So I might do a little live stream about selling the surprise boxes. I've got 4 of them set up that have nearly identical stuff, but they have to be auctions and they have to be they have to follow certain rules because of eBay. You can't just sell a box of random stuff, apparently.
Oh, why not?
So I have to go through them and basically say exactly what's inside, but I can hide certain details. Like if like each of them come with like 3 to 5 comic books. I can say it comes with a DC comic, but I don't have to list exactly what issue it is. But I have to list at least that part, and it's a pain in the ass.
Or a bobblehead, it could be like a Marvel bobblehead, right? Or a Funko bobblehead, right? Or Funko Pop without
Yeah,
but
if it's a Funko, I have to list like if it's Marvel, I have to list exactly what version of Marvel it is. It has to be MCU. It has to be comic book. It has to be video game.
You don't have to state the character.
Yeah, I don't have to say the character, but again, I'd have to reopen every single one of the boxes because they're sealed, and go through and write down everything that's inside.
Oh,
and that's the only reason I haven't done it yet.
Make Caddy do it.
What?
See, that's why I said that she wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, but a new ignition switch is going to cost me like $600, so that's why I'm thinking about doing this.
All I know right now is like I am incredibly excited to go and watch something later that I have set up to watch with Will. I'm so excited.
I would bid on the auction, but I'd save my cash because Cal Academy of Science is having its very first ever mini sci-fi convention con down there. So I'll save my money for that in 3 weeks.
I'm really good at finding YouTube spoofs of things. I have made the joke and I will make it again. There's a special as a person who does not really believe in heaven or hell or anything like that, I will state this because I think it's very funny. There is a special place in heaven for those who record Broadway musicals and post them on YouTube.
You mean especially if they highlight Jeremy fucking Ryan?
What?
I'm just waiting for you to get upset.
I think you said his name wrong there.
Yeah, I know. You actually paid attention this time. I know, Jordan. Come on. You weren't paying attention earlier. But when I say Jeremy, he's like, oh, what? Is he going to say Jordan?
You say Jeremy, I'll start paying attention because...
Yeah, I know.
It's Jeremy. No, I want to fun fact, the musical that we have lined up to watch, the main character is played by Jeremy Jordan.
That's all, guys. I need to work on stuff, so we'll give news again. So have a good afternoon.
Alrighty.
Right?
Later.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Good seeing you, boss.
I'm surprised he wasn't broadcasting with his fan. It usually does. His only fan.
Oh, and of course, the Bonnie and Clyde musical drops this month, and I'm extremely excited for that.
Oh, really? Who's Bonnie and Clyde?
So it's a mix of a West End actor and a Broadway actor.
Okay, Caddy, you know what I want you to do because of the popularity of the Fallout series?
Huh?
I want you to rewrite the Bonnie and Clyde musical as the Vicky and Vance musical.
Do you just want me to grab the Bonnie and Clyde script and change every fucking mention of...
No, you got to change it all to match the story of Vicky and Vance.
Well, because the whole thing is the Bonnie and Clyde musical covers their like early life to early crime spree. The only mention of their death is actually the very opening, which is they play a version of How About a Dance for the prologue, and then there's a fuck ton of gunshot sounds, and then you see Bonnie and Clyde in the car, dead, and
Hold on, I'll be right back. I got a Geloja.
I'm gonna continue explaining this, and then the newspaper pops up that says, criminals Bonnie and Clyde slain in ambush. And that is all we get of their death. And then the literal next thing that happens is young Bonnie walks out on stage and says, I can see me, living just like Clara.
Okay, so they do the whole entire thing backwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
They start with their death because it's what is most well known. Bonnie and Clyde's death, if you know anything about them, their death is what you know, because it is an incredibly well-known example of both. I want to kind of say police brutality, but because at the same time, I'm sorry, the way they were slain is so incredibly fucked up. Like, I know why. And that's the fact that Bonnie and Clyde did have the mentality of shoot first, ask questions later, because they were being hunted.
Yeah, they see a cop car, they will automatically open fire, then they'll take off.
Yeah, and it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
You could not outdrive Clyde. You had to sneak up and catch them.
Yeah, right around the bend, that's where the cars were. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, I know a little bit about that story.
Yeah, as soon as I get back, I had to sneeze, so I had muted myself again.
Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, how could I rewrite the Bonnie and Clyde musical for Vicky and Vance? Because how much do we know about Vicky and Vance?
Make it up.
Well, we'd have to listen to Prim Slim in his entire thing.
I'm fine with that. It's a Bonnie and Clyde spoof. I'll listen to it. I know the name.
So yeah, I think maybe we should work on it together, and maybe we can enlist your siblings into recording a video about it.
Well, because I'm thinking, okay, if we do
yeah, thank you, Wolfie.
So I'm just thinking, if we do this, one, luckily Vicky and Vance does fit in the same, like, canter of Bonnie and Clyde. It just, the rhyming scheme is going to have to be a little different. Of course, characters they mentioned, like Clara Bow or Al Capone, is going to have to change. I think
not necessarily, because remember, they even mention, or they hint about Bonnie and Clyde existing. They just said they started their crime spree 3 whole days before the others, before the Bonnie and Clyde did. So that would be funny.
Like, one thing I think could be very fun, and secondly, a big character in Bonnie and Clyde is Clyde's brother, Buck.
So instead of hiding out at a farmhouse, they're going to hide out underground in a bunker?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Actually, fun fact, if I'm correct, one of their most well-known hideouts was an abandoned amusement park.
I thought it was a farmhouse.
That means in a different continuity, Clyde could have been the Joker.
Yeah, why Batman never checked the abandoned amusement park when he was looking for Joker? Come on! Some detective.
Like, I'm just sitting here trying to think, okay, what are the logistics? I think replacing Al Capone with Mr. House could be very funny. Again, same amount of syllables, it slots right in really easily. The Billy the Kid reference will be a little harder, especially because Bonnie straight up reads a poem. I'm willing to rewrite most of the songs. I think getting the musical itself rewritten will be extremely hard. But if we're mainly focusing on like the songs, I could definitely work with that.
All right, later, Wolfie.
Later. Oh, yeah, bro. I didn't even see you there.
Like what? What could I? I'm just sitting here attempting to think. What could I freaking?
Well, hey, maybe when I make my Lucadia run this week, I'll swing by Poway and we could bang something out.
Sorry, I'm just like. I can't look up to. They'll cut their hair the way they cut mine.
Oh, and Clara Bell. We could easily change it to what's the singer's name from the Dead Money DLC?
Oh my god, I don't know her name off the top of my head, but yeah, that could work if it's this again. If it's the same amount of syllables, it would work nicely. Clara Bow.
Why not Carly Minogue?
No. Elihu, can you do a Google search because I can't do it right now.
What am I looking for?
The singer, the character name for the DLC Dead Money. It's an actress.
Character name for DLC Dead Money?
Yeah.
These are the top results.
Let's see. Dead Money, Aaron Kimball, Alan Dean, Andrew Levine, Assassin Suit, How to Activate Dead Money DLC, Who is the Mute Girl in Dead Money, Can Christian survive Dead Money, Can you find Christine after killing Elijah? I have no idea what you're talking about, but these are the results that came up.
No, it has to do with the storyline of the casino itself, why the casino was built. Because there's a starlet that the guy that built the casino, who's a Mr. House type. In fact, he's even referenced in the Fallout show, which is funny because they portrayed the guy as a big fat man when he's not described that way in the DLC.
Are you asking for the guy's name or the woman's name?
The woman's name, the starlet he fell in love with.
Sierra Madre.
That's the name of the casino.
Okay. Let's see. That's the opening. What's the casino owner's name?
Sinclair is the name of the owner.
Character name for DLC Dead Money, Sinclair owner. Let's try that.
According to Fallout Wiki, fandom, Frederick Sinclair appears in the Fallout New Vegas.
Okay, hang on. Who's Frederick Sinclair's girlfriend?
According to Fallout Wiki, fandom, Sinclair was friends with Dean Domino, who introduced Vera Keys to him. From that moment,
Vera Keys, that's the name.
Yeah, I got to do AI improperly sometimes, so hey.
Vera Keys. So Clara Bow, Vera Keys, Caddy.
I wanna be her.
Say it out of syllables.
I like Vera. I wanna be her. I wanna be her. Bang bang. An attraction at the picture show, like Vera Keys, like Vera. Yeah, that works. You can hear me testing it out.
That works too well. God, I love Fallout.
It works even better if they don't say her full name. They just say Clara.
I think we have an idea for a YouTube video.
Hang on, I need more coffee. Be right back.
Again, I think Mr. House slotting into Al Capone could be very funny. Billy the Kid is going to be a little more interesting because
Well,
it just
we could make a break the fourth wall joke about it.
Okay.
Because in Fallout 4, there's Billy in the fridge.
Okay. There were no men alive to outdraw him. Like, that's the line that comes before, like, that starts the little bit about Billy the Kid.
Billy in the fridge.
There were no men alive to outdraw him.
Well, I would change it to, because he's been stuck in the fridge for like 100 years. There'd be no man who could save him.
And my coffee pot's gonna be a little loud. It's gonna be pop, 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 pop.
That's okay. I'm out of coffee myself. I've switched to zero sugar Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah, I have mixed with a pot of coffee.
And if you've tried it, the zero sugar Mountain Dew actually tastes pretty good. I like it.
Also,
Mountain Dew is disgusting. Period.
Sorry. The main line that does mention Billy the Kid is, Billy, I want to be you.
Well, we just changed it to, I don't want to be you.
Well, Billie Jean's not my lover, so
Like, Bonnie's part switching it for Vicky will be a lot easier because there's not as many references in it. So it will be a lot easier to just kind of like minorly mess with the lyrics a little there. Because it's, I wanna be her, dressed in style like Vera. Like, that's the main point, that is the main point that references. Another thing that is also very funny is to the line that, big stars make $30 a week. Jesus! Because that's a very fun change, because it would just be changing dollars to caps.
Even if it's anachronistic, I like that. I don't care. Fallout itself breaks the fourth wall all the time. I remember in Fallout 2, there's literally a conversation you have with a Rocky Balboa type character who happens to be a midget boxer. And even he's like, oh, how dare you judge me on my size? You're just a generic RPG character, blah, blah, blah. And it's, the entire conversation is breaking the fourth wall. But the fact that the character's a midget is a play on the fact that actually Sylvester Stallone is fairly short in real life.
I have never played any Fallout game.
Well, I've played every Fallout game, even the bad ones.
I was thinking about playing Fallout 4. It's on sale for $6.
Sorry, another song that will be fun to change is like probably Made in America, but at the same time, just the idea of just Fallout singing Made in America is very funny.
Well, considering how very patriotic the Fallout America is at that point, yeah.
Well, because Made in America is actually, half of it's just ragging on America. Like, I'm not kidding. They were made in America. Made in America. Let's see.
By the way, I have another 3 months to leave before I have to leave San Francisco. Because in 3 months, the Bell Riots start.
Well, maybe Cisco will come and change everything. Who knows?
Hopefully, man.
What is it?
I went right down the street from District 2.
Sorry. The one line that's going to be very fun is they stole, wouldn't you? Because,
I don't have to worry about Fallout when it comes to San Diego for too long, because it's going to be at least 100 years. But in the Fallout universe, San Diego has been changed to Dayglow, because it was nuked so much that it glows from a distance.
They glow. San Diego glow.
And you know San Francisco is in Fallout 2, right?
It is.
Yeah, the second Fallout game. By Fallout 2, I mean TWO, not TOO. And it's actually taken over by Chinese people, a Scientology knockoff, and another gang.
Wonder how accurate the layout of the streets are. Because Overwatch 2, I think it was Overwatch 2, you get the layout of San Francisco, and all of a sudden you're in Chinatown, and all of a sudden it avoids the Tenderloin, you're at Civic Center. I'm like, what the hell happened to TL?
They'll be saying, who? Sorry, I was thinking of a lyric. And I was like, oh, that works so well. They'll be saying, Vera, who?
Who? Who? Is it like Star-Lord? Who?
No. The lyric is, so, that's from, I want to say This World Will Remember Us. And it's Clyde trying to talk up Bonnie going on the spree and stuff. And it's the, when Hollywood gets hold of you, they'll be saying, Clara, who?
Which is kind of funny because today no one really remembers her, and more people know Bonnie and Clyde.
Yep.
What's that? Clara, who?
Excuse me. Sorry, I burped.
Sorry, all I can think is...
Anything else you want to talk about, or should I just end the stream?
Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out logistics, of which I'm going, can I just replace Hollywood with New Vegas? Can I? Is that possible?
I don't know.
Oh, because the whole thing is that Hollywood is a very close rhyme. It's supposed to be like a one-word off rhyme.
Well, I am getting hungry. I do want to go to the pastry shop.
And I want to get stuff done in the storage unit. Plus, I got to do laundry today, and I want to get a haircut because the beard's getting a little scraggly. Here, I'll show.
You're becoming a lumberjack.
Yeah. Yeah, Mrs. Vile pointed it out last night. Holy crap, your beard's getting really long.
Yeah, well,
I'm like,
my hair is still long. At least I have hair.
All right. So, what should I end the show with?
I don't know. I found a way to adjust the volume, so I do not have to remove my headphones.
Caddy, how about, you decide.
Can I vote we end it with the Bonnie and Clyde musical instead?
No, because I don't have that one loaded.
Damn.
Which Klingons is Captain Pike hailing?
Well, we can do the opera song for you, but that's one that requires Elihu to take his headphones off because it's loud.
No, I found a way to reduce the volume, so I do not have to remove my headphones.
Oh, I missed that. So you want to do opera, sweetheart?
Sure.
All right.
More singing, more voices. Hail the Klingons, hoorah! Cuppa,
Oh, also, Caddy, did you see I sent you a video of, I can't remember his name, Antonio Banderas and Sarah Brightman doing Phantom of the
Yeah.
Opera. Did you see it?
I did.
Okay. And of course, I got to end the show with.
All right, you're 19 years old now. I figure it's about time you got one after all your complaining.
Still makes me laugh. All right. Later, folks.
Bye, weirdos.
Bye bye.